Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's book review for Christmas in Paris by Tennant, our principal character, Brooke, is who is featured in this book. Why? Well, Brooke is dealing with a breakup, a relationship that has gone poof. So her best friend, Felicity, recommends that they take a trip to Paris. Now, they were already going to be going to Paris to market their wares. They both were crafters, and they had plans on selling, kind of like in America we would call it kind of like a flea market or selling booths. Well, they're going to go to Paris for that. But things change in Brooke's life. So Felicity says, let's go a week early. Well, let's just go have fun. And then we'll buckle down and we'll get to work. So they end up in Paris, and they're going to work with Market. And one of the people that Brooke meets is a man named Armand. And she's not ready to date. She's not ready for any type of relationship. She's not ready for any of that. She's just in Paris to let her hair down a little bit and get ready to sell at Market. Now, I have never read anything about Christmas markets, so I kind of like that, especially when you read the way that the author writes, Sue Watson writes. She makes you feel that you're there for another day, a day that we hope will be successful as we sell, and what they're selling are handcrafted objects. And see, that's interesting right there, because I'm a crafter. I don't create things. I do things like diamond paint, cross stitch, jigsaw puzzles. But in this case, these were handmade items that they were selling, and this is what these women, Brooke and Felicity, were going to be selling at Market. Now, they had a very, very strong friendship, and even though their business relationship is rather new, their friendship isn't, and it's very, very strong. So while they are in Paris, they each have their own little dramas. Felicity finds someone that catches her eye, and there's a question about how that will go. And then in Brooke's case, there's Armand, and what will or could possibly happen with Armand. Now, he wasn't, to me, the best character, because he seemed, well, I'm going to just say it right now. The blurb says that Armand ran hot and cold. So with Brooke coming in from a broken relationship, I felt sensitive towards her dealing with Armand because of the fact that she was a bit broken when she came in to Paris and is starting over, at least for the duration. They're going to be there through the Christmas holidays to sell these wares. Now, again, I've never experienced a market. The closest I've come to it is I did go to Wales about 30 years ago, and I did a lot of walking amongst a bunch of shops. Now, I went to a mall in London, but when I was in Wales, I did go to a bunch of shops. So when I was reading this book, I was transported back to that time of walking around the shops and seeing people sell different items. Now, is this a romance or is this a women's fiction? I'd say it's kind of more like a women's fiction, because what we have here is Brooke, who is trying to not only recover from that previous relationship, but to make sure that she's not going to be drawn into anything new with this beautiful Frenchman, Armand. Now, they find a little bit of a connection, but Brooke has to ask herself, will she trust herself enough to take whatever chances that she could possibly take with Armand? And then the fact that she was heartbroken before, she does measure Amand with that same stick. And I think a lot of us would do that, right? When something negative happens and you go into a new situation, you are going to measure it against your previous bad situation. So we get to watch her as this happens. Then there's a little bit, just a wee bit of mystery in this book. Okay? Now, there's a point when Amand, I don't want to give you a spoiler. Let's just say that there's another character that comes into this book and it has something to do with Amand. We're going to leave it at that. No, we're not going to leave it at that, but I want to mention that for a second. When this other character comes in, Brooke starts to feel a little bit uneasy. And is her uneasiness, does it have something to do with Amand? Can he be trusted, not just as a gentleman, but as a gentleman who just might be grabbing her heart? And then we see certain actions that Amand takes, and this is where I'm going to give this book 4 stars instead of 5. Because sometimes when you're reading a book, all you want your characters to do is to communicate. And that was lacking in this book. But it made sense because our blurb says Amand ran hot and cold. But our story is about Brooke. And while our story is about Brooke, we also see the relationship she has with Felicity and what Felicity is reaching for in her life. So I did enjoy the book. Like I said, I feel that communication could have been a little bit stronger, but then you wouldn't have a story if you didn't have conflict, right? You need conflict. So I'm there for that too. So there is Christmas in Paris. It seemed beautiful. It seemed idyllic. Even though there was drama that was happening, it was a very, very good book, and I really did enjoy it. So, like I said, I'm going to go 4 stars. I'm just checking right now to see if you can get this on Kindle Unlimited. I'm not quite sure. Yes, you can get it for $3.99, or use your Kindle Unlimited subscription. By the way, I'm just curious how many of my followers are running over to Amazon and getting that Kindle Unlimited subscription and taking advantage of all of these amazing books that I keep telling you about every week or every day even. So that's it for now. I'm going to let you go, but I want to thank you for watching. Bye-bye.